Hi guys, welcome to the video. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're talking about our trip to Giang and what we did, how we got there, and basically how long it took to get there.
And being our first big ride in Vietnam, we thought lots of footage to show, so we thought we'd talk along.
So day one was a bit arduous. It was basically 290 k's from Hanoi to Giang. The footage you're seeing is basically some of the better shots. The Hanoi to Giang stuff was a bit of a trudge and it was a big day. This is the Mun homestay where we stayed on day two, 60 k's from Giang into the Quan Ba region. From there, we stayed at the Mun's homestay. It was a beautiful place, quaint sort of place, mud.
Staying with the family and real traditional sense of what things are like. So
had a beautiful dinner there.
Yeah, beautiful dinner. Met some lovely people. There was a marathon going on in the Giang region. So there was a lot of people travelling that weekend and met quite a few people, which was lovely.
Day two was a late start. We had to get something fixed on the bikes and had to get a few things looked at.
In Giang.
Yeah. So we didn't get away until about 1 o'clock, and then we rode 60 k's to the Mun homestay that you see here now. Enjoyed a bit of an afternoon there. There's some nice Kiwi guys we met, had a bit of a chat, enjoyed a beer. Day three was probably the pick of the days. Well, in essence,
the worst day.
It was the worst day, but it started off a bit rainy and a bit cloudy and quite bad. So we thought, we'll trudge on. We wanted to get to probably as far as we could go. That time we still had more. We were going to do more on the loop, but we wanted to get to at least Yemen that day. The riding though was the best part. As you got further into the loop, the riding got better. You can see the multiple switchbacks and the...
When Aaron says better, it was like full on intense, like zigzag roads, like full
mountainous
switchbacks, very mountainous, like up 10-degree climbs and 10 degrees down, and the roads. Narrow roads. Yeah. The roads aren't great. Like there's potholes everywhere. There's animals you're trying to avoid. There was cows on the road. There was geese. I nearly got taken out by a flock of geese. Like it's just 100% of the time is avoidance. So cars, trucks, bikes. But that makes it really challenging, really fun, and, it was good.
Yeah, so the day three, we started off quite well. We got, however, it was raining, so we sort of, as you got further up, because it was so high up, the clouds were actually coming down into the valley, so it actually became really difficult to see, and given the weather and the roads were wet and all the other, as Carly just went on about, all the other things you've got to do when you're riding, it was difficult to actually get very far. We got to a point, there was a little accident, not with the bikes.
No, not with the bikes. We were standing on the side of the road, and I lost my balance and hit my hand into the rock face that we were standing beside, and it was like shale rock, and it just like impaled my hand, and so Aaron bandaged me up temporarily. It started raining while we're trying to do that, like
super narrow.
Really narrow. Like it was not ideal situation at all. So strapped me up, and then with bandages and stuff that we had with us, and we had to keep riding. So got on the road. I think we had 15 kilometres to go until we got to Yemen.
And had some lunch we went to the hospital
Went
first.
to the hospital.
Evaluated.
Yeah, so I got a couple of stitches in my hand, which was fine. bandaged up, went to stop for some lunch, still raining.
Yeah, so at that point we had a look, and the forecast going forward was very bad the next day.
A lot more rain.
A lot more rain the next day. So we thought, well, if we turn back now and do the 120 Ks back to Giang in the afternoon, we'll actually get to see, because the weather had cleared in the afternoon, we'll actually get to see what we missed, and we won't. And the day after being so bad with the weather, we thought, well,
we're not going to get to see much of anything.
This is probably going to be what we see. So it was the right decision. The afternoon riding back, the 120 Ks back to Giang, was glorious. And a lot of the footage you're seeing, this stuff you're seeing now,
this is in the afternoon.
On the way back.
It cleared up, and we wouldn't have seen this on the next day if we had
no, because it
gone back.
It came down quite heavy all the next day, and there's a shot, slow-mo coming up. You can see the rain from our hotel room the next day. So yeah, it was, I think we were lucky to get the dry time that we did in, and whilst it was, a big slog in the afternoon getting back, and we actually didn't it was dark when we got back? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was, I think we got back about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so it was a big push to get back, and it was dark, and riding in the dark was one of the ones we didn't want to do. So yeah, but we did get this footage that you're seeing, and it's
it was spectacular.
There's nothing I've ridden in Australia that's like this.
Compares,
Sapa is somewhat, but we did go to Sapa about 5 years ago, but this is next level riding. There's just the complexity of it, and the
my
scenery.
first ride. I in Australia, I've done like maybe 500 kilometres. We did 500 kilometres in 2 days, and in the most challenging conditions, ever. So
it was mentally challenging.
Challenging as well, but
always on it, trying to.
But we absolutely loved it. Even accident with my hand and everything, like it was incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the height. You probably go through to get to where we went. We probably went through about 4, I would say, really, really tall mountain passes where you go up for kilometres on end, then you come back down the other side and into the valleys, and they're very narrow. And these townships that are up there are quite large townships. You'd think to 10 to 20,000 people in these places, and just how the infrastructure, the food, the whatever gets to these places is amazing. A lot of the local buses are crazy. They're
definitely on like cocaine or something. They're just insane.
The trucks are crazy.
Yeah.
But it's here's the shot of the rain the next day when it was actually.
We sat together at breakfast, and we went, thank God we decided to come back. We stayed when we got back that night at a little homestay, which was absolutely beautiful. Aaron found some doggy friends, missing our doggies at home, but can't recommend it enough. If you get a chance, definitely do the Giang Loop. Coming to Vietnam. So the next day we made the decision to put the bikes on a bus.
So the bikes went in the belly of that bus you saw, and this is
we had to come back to Hanoi. A much more comfortable option than riding the 290 kilometres back to Hanoi with a sore hand.
Which we'd already done. So it's a sleeper bus.
So thanks for watching, guys. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.